that is what they're leaning towards, as Avery does have that protect over onto the Ultron, and Renko rolling out with the Jeff. It's the Jeff v. Jeff between Karova and Renko.
Yeah, I like the strategist ban approach here from Sentinel.
As we take a nice little tour through Celestial Husk here too, it's nice to note that neither of these teams have played on Celestial Husk just yet. Usually it's Hell's Heaven, obviously we've seen Krakoa here too, but now moving out of the gates, no burden to T'Challa either. Celestial Husk is going to start things off with Madara being on that Doctor Strange before he'll probably swap off, and then we get to see the Doctor Strange portal to cut off, Sentinels rotate.
Yeah, battle the Immas, typically Teki such a threat on that hero themselves. They're bringing the Strange right to it though, and they want the team, the action, aggression here as Nectar 21% gets some good opening fire shots. They're going to rotate to the bottom. 5 seconds for point. Open up. Good shield and movement here. They are the space makers for the team. The Vanguards continue to push in there as Madara and co behind them. Impuniti climbing the walls of his hometown of Celestial Husk, swinging, diving, dipping. Finds himself the back line, and it's going to be a good rotation. Avery trying to get focused, but Crimzo is going to be the one that gets everybody out of here.
Crimzo with the isolation off these group walls too. Cut off the healing, get the follow-ups as Nectar and company. They win the first team fight, and they get the point first.
Now, what an opening. What a statement there. They were able to handle that with ease. Nectar taking care of Impunity by themselves, and then you see over the Crimzo just doing it all on the Vanguard. I think Crimzo is completely underrated constantly for this team. Crimzo now pushing in. The walls are ready. The traps are set. See if they can get the mouse to take the cheese. It's going to be Rymazing pushing in, trying to flame those down. Okay, good approach. Good separation. Teki gets Madara out of here.
Yeah, good isolation right there, as well as just sneaking through the extermination right through the cracks of that wall, but it cost Avery to go down, and they don't have a rocket, no BRB, and now it is smashed, and DARKZERO having the number advantage, forcing Sentinels to back away. Aramori has that invisible boundary to keep this fight going, keep the stall going forward, as they're looking to continue on this domination, and Renko finding Impunity is huge, because he can't get the reset with the Feast of the Abyss.
Now, right now, they're just charging up this point. 50% in climbing. The Supernova up and ready. Crimzo trying to find it. Wow, what an aggressive ult there. Nothing to come from it. What the heck? What a Hail Mary, but did not land. Teki does get the pick either way, though. They don't need it as they continue to push in. We've seen Crimzo do these Hail Mary imprisonments from time to time in this Vicky, as Teki is having and imposing their will. It's going to be now the quick swallow from Renko once again. And it's just going to be Sentinels getting this point as they continue to sustain it down. And Vicky, this is how they started last time against this team. They want domination to open things up.
Yeah, and they started off really strong, but it's continuing on with that momentum. And that's even with Rymazing taking to the skies alongside Smashu. They pull out the diamond. Rymazing tries to counter, rotate right behind the other side of the bridge, but Teki with this aggression being on the Emma, boosting up into that damage before trying to force Teki to back away. DARKZERO will re-engage now. Meteor M, extermination to start off this fight.
Yeah, just barely sneaking out of there. The rotations were good enough to keep the stagger from happening. Smashes opening up now with the explosions from Ultron, raining above, going full aggression. It's going to now be Smash taking down Crimzo. That's big to give this team some type of life on point number 1. The fear comes up, lands down, nothing to fear. Right now, outside of Sentinels with this point and a 99% in climbing. Nova is up. Flame on, game on, throws it down. Rymazing looking for Teki. Teki now low, 32, 20. Okay, good keep up from the strategist.
And good, amazing terror caves from Velocity. It was a back-to-back that landed on both of those Vanguards. That's what caused Crimzo to go down and what forced out the invisible boundary that's now not on the table. Neither is Exterminate. Renko really only with the Itch Jeff. Karova to match that following right afterwards. But they can focus that one Itch Jeff from Karova, looking at Nectar and the reset potential from Bucky.
Avery, though, with the big answer over there to Rymazing. It's going to be this Walk Swallow. Oh, Renko with the quick hit. Avery, the strategist, and go getting it done. My goodness, Vicky, what an absolute quick answer right back over.
Much better.
30% is nothing as Crimzo is popping off. A hero with few words but speaks volumes. Nectar to follow.
I am Groot. That's all he needs to say here to make a statement. Overtime now, 99% in favor for Sentinels. Currently see Velocity here with the Eternal Bond to keep DARKZERO in this fight, but they don't have much to follow up right afterwards, while Renko tries to get the Itch Jeff up on the high ground. Nobody there for him to take as Impunity finds Avery next. They had lost on just a little bit of that healing, just literally leaving up to Aramori, who's about to have this invisible boundary, and they're going to give this space over to DARKZERO now.
Yeah, trying to sprout a plan, but it did get stomped there as now they're going to force to rotate up. Good resilience from DARKZERO. Smash has once again that extermination that's kind of led the way for this team now twice in these fights, and they're looking for Crimzo early, but great healing. Okay, there's the extermination and leading the fight. They've got to win this one. They're using it on Crimzo and Co as they push back. Don't get anything from it though, Vic.
Yeah, they really wanted to capitalize off of another good terror cape from Velocity, and now Crimzo walks up, group hug, wall right behind them to try to block out their positioning, but with the meteor slamming down, it finds Aramori. Aramori had just used up that invisible boundary too, but it's fine. They still were able to restabilize for now before trying to move up. DARKZERO now have Rymazing onto that Doctor Strange portal right back around, as well as the Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, that was a good Spaceball special, and then they instantly countered that, got Madara out of there. Rotating around the Eye of Agamotto. What an opening, what an aggression comes from the forward teammate in Rymazing. Not in the hands of Duelist, but in the Vanguard. The Strange himself gets one. Nectar gets down. Velocity, but Rymazing another. That's going to be a big chip. Oh, baby. Oh, now just playing with his food. Come on now.
He's waiting for as long as possible when DARKZERO's close to that 95% of oppression right now on the point. Renko has the Itch Jeff coming up right afterwards, but they need to recontest.
What a play, what a way. Now it's Jeff off, Jeff violence. This is what you've come here for. Throw your bets in. What Shark's coming on top now? Crimzo getting the team back into this thing. The Jeff opens up, looking for more food. Came up empty the last time. Renko is going to be getting the Whirlpool down, and there goes the quick extermination of the Shark. Say your goodbyes to the baby Shark himself. Nectar, though, getting the other opposition out of here. No Jeffs inside. Velocity with a great pick on Teki. Oh my, Vicky.
Both Jeffs are turning into sushi here, and Crimzo swapping over to that Doctor Strange. Had used up that Doctor Strange portal here, perhaps, as Aramori is the next one to go out. Velocity with another terror cape. We've been seeing you, Velocity. Used up the Eternal Bond. Is able to cape away with the dismissal. And Madara and Impuniti. What a turnaround from DARKZERO to take that first round.
Yeah, listen, you can have early bruises. Doesn't define the round, though, and they just completely shook them.
And with the Flyers on the other side of DARKZERO, they'll be able to get out of their line of sight a lot better.
Sure, some food takes a little longer to cook, as we're seeing now DARKZERO looking on top. We have Impuniti, 97% to dive in. As you've said, the aggression's going to happen right away. Nectar does this swap often if needed. Look out for the Psylocke Demon. As now pushing in. It's been a big play in the skies. Avery versus Smash coming up clutch with the plays there against anti-Jeff protocol or whatever they've needed to do there as Teki goes diamond form for some instant protection and healing. Now it's going to be the Feast of the Abyss from Impuniti trying to get the best of it. Comes up with a quick limb on Renko, but Nectar does even the odds, getting Rye out of there.
Trading in their favor while also keeping Aramori alive. Even more important, while Teki taking a good chunk of that damage. Same thing with Crimzo. If you look at Smash, though, it's the extermination that's going to put DARKZERO in the driver's seat. Avery doesn't have that, and it's met with the invisible boundary. Good save here from Aramori. And Karova, it's Thanksgiving coming early. Everyone's grouped up together. They try to reserve the Meteor M. Madara trying to look onto the other side, and Karova being able to find that Psylocke, bringing right back his own Venom into that fight.
Yeah, I was wondering if Nectar would get the best of the Shark coming out of there, but no, it's Karova finishing off the E-Limb, but Aramori gets the best of their former duelist. Love to see it here on the biggest stage of rivals. Once teammates, now enemies, rivals to the truest sense of the word. Teki and Aramori get it done once again. Hey, guess what, Vicky? Point has not been capped.
We are going the distance. This is what I was expecting within this series right now. None of these teams have any advantage on this point, and we've just been duking it out back and forth in the middle console of Celestial Husk. We're going through another rotate, by the way, of these Strategist ultimates as Crimzo finds Karova. It's another Itch Jeff, this time from Renko, and it is huge! Finding both of his teammates here between the God of Mischief from Velocity and sending out that Rymazing Doctor Strange.
Madara is out of here. They do still keep the point, though. DARKZERO, even with not a lot on there, it's Impuniti, the menace, running around, trying to get me, he says, as he plays right around the Celestial Sword, staying alive. Wow, what a sustained effort. How?
Dude, there's no way that... It took so long. He lived for so long right there. But yo, we take it at that point now as Rymazing does have the Eye of Agamotto ready to go. Smash with the extermination as well as Karova. It's the follow-up as Sentinels wanted to back away, but they still want to be able to have the advantage on the point, nearing 20%. Extermination met from the other side as Avery answers back to fight Karova before he can send them off the ledge.
I mean, Smash tried everything to keep Karova up, but it was not enough. The Shark turned to Sushi quickly, not able to get that throw off the map. The point now going on over to Sentinels. This is as close as it gets. Crimzo to Renko finish off. And here's the slow stagger happening. Nectar's going to go Do something else for the time being while the reset happens. Nectar now gets Madara out of there. Good stagger fest, 38% to 24. This is as close as it gets, Vic.
Looking at the old economy here too, Impuniti has a reset potential with the Feast of the Abyss. You get the follow-up as well once Rymazing has that extermination, and Madara with the Meteor M to target that of Aramori, who has that invisible boundary.
All right, now looking on how each team's going to want to approach this. The sustain's there for Sentinels, right? They're going to start here with Crimzo. They're going to go with the dive attack right away. It's going to be Madara to try to answer the call. Nothing connects. That's going to be a missed basket off the rim. Impuniti has gotten some value out of these feasts before. Finds another on Avery. That gives them the opening. Renko, though, can follow. Aramori is going to be able to keep this sustain alive, but Crimzo just right in the face of victory here as he continues to rotate tech. He's going to keep everyone else at bay. Vicky, they're doing a good job having this point now climbing to 99.
And shading away from that terror cape here too. The It's Jeff, Renko gets two big ones, but no protection. The invisible boundary was just short to protect Renko there. Instead, it was the focus onto the Vanguards, and now Impunity backs away because Sentinels, Aramori, still finds Rymazing. They still have the number advantage in their side as they near 99%.
Yeah, the Clash of Comms. Impunity's going to be able to jump install this thing. They don't need the strange swap over as they're going to continue this fight. Overtime's ticking. Georgia is waiting now. Avery's going to open up this thing with Discrimination. Crimzo going to get Karova out of there. They're going to get themselves, don't call it a comeback, 1-1 right now in this first domination.
Let's go. We're going the distance, Cozy. That's what I was saying before. Already opening up beautifully with the way that Sentinels flip.
On the Jeff, neither coming up with crazy success. I would say, obviously, there's been a couple big plays, but not on that last one.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
It's hard sometimes when you're getting target focus and a reserved ultimate just to crash on top of your heads. And now DARKZERO have 3 ultimates. Make it 4, honestly, with the It's Jeff from Karova getting started into this game. And by the way, you talked about the magic. There is that flexibility as Nectar comes rolling out together with the Doctor Strange as they look for the reset on the Kraken Impact. Karova tries to get everybody together right on the outskirts of the lip of the map. It's the Doctor Strange that falls to his doom. Hasta la vista to Crimzo.
What a way, what a play. Karova getting Crimzo out of there, former coach. Now food for Karova, who's going to spit the joyful splash. And my gosh, what a way to get things re-rolling for the team. Renko just tries to find his team in the spawn room. Look at Karova, slight little smile on his face. Get little comms there. Was one of the more talkative ones. I would say Rymazing was more quiet of the comms when I got to watch them. Karova a bit more talkative. But Aramori and Crimzo really just have such a way of getting the team directed where they need to go. Impunity looking for more. Has been able to always find something with this feast, Vicky.
Okay, a pesky fly on the wall, literally. They know where he's at. The comms are there. He's found Renko to isolate Aramori, who is right behind Renko. Teki with the peel on the supports here as he goes in for the Feast of the Abyss. Nice sustain, as well as the choke slam. Mother says, get back over here, as Impunity can't get away. The pullback, oh, as Impunity gets a taste of his own medicine, and Velocity comes in with the Eternal Bond to move up with the rest of DARKZERO, because they had reclaimed this point first here and already nearing 50%.
Yeah, they just played Symbian tennis, Vicky. Did you see the way that Venom was going back and forth? That was hysterical now, as Nectar's going to try to find more. The 1, the 2, the dance, execution. Hitting those arrows, dancing away. It's the Assassin Waltz once again. 61% though is not chump change here for DARKZERO that opened up the point with vengeance.
Impunity with another attempt of a stall there too, but they finally get the point. DARKZERO have the advantage at 64%. Looking at what Sentinels come out to play with, they have that Sound of Seduction, they have that invisible boundary. Smash now moving up will have that Kraken Impact for this upcoming fight, and the reset as well as the survivability from Rymazing.
Yeah, here comes Smash. Need to throw the Kraken Impact down, finds Psylocke. Always a tough matchup there. Psylocke players going gets a good Winter Soldier, but it's going to be Teki trying to get everybody's attention. Wow, they found Rymazing there easily. They just reel him in like a fish, but now it's going to be the Shark himself swallowing up once again. It's going to be the nice clutch Diamond 4 keeping that away. Karova is going to go down quickly, and there comes the slam down. Smash finds Renko, gets a reset, goes for more. Again, he says, as he throws it up, down, Smash doesn't press the reset button and dies.
This is so cinema. We're seeing counters on counters, right? You see the It's Jeff, so then you force out the other It's Jeff. You force out the Diamond Form to not get taken up by the mouths of that Jaws, and instead, then you get countered by Smash, and the counter focus on having that ultimate available to deal with Renko. Sentinels still have the point right now, and Avery does have the extermination, and Nectar, being on the side lock, is looking to harass those back lines.
Already Avery going to be popping the extermination once again. Oh my, Madara! Slam City, zero pity as he just exits him from that matchup. Now Teki looking more as the shield's out. It's going to be the two Vanguards keeping the sustain up 78% and climbing as Aramori is going to keep the team up. Invisible boundary ready. Swords dancing. It's going to be all the ults coming from this team of Avengers now as they pop. Rotate and look. Crimzo now with the ult time. It's the Vanguards trying to get it done. 90%. Oh, look at the recap. Doesn't quite get it though.
Yeah, the Eternal Bond lasting for so much longer, too, once Aramori had already called in that invisible boundary as everybody was stuck in the cave. Good opportunity as you spit out the Emma Frost, taking Teki off the map here, and Smash finding Avery. Number advantage now in favor for DARKZERO as they flipped the point, and they needed it with Sentinels already being at 99%.
Emma down, out of bounds, just spitting him right out of there like a shot put. Good distance and measurement there from Karova. Always feels like he knows exactly where he needs to be for the throw off, who and what he has. It's harder to do than you might think. Impuniti, though, once again, has that piece of the abyss. Always finds that strategist when needed. Almost has it 82, 83. Rymazing's got the extermination to follow. Kraken Impact did not have much of an impact last fight, Vicky, but we'll see if the team of Sentinels can win in the neutral.
Look at Impuniti. He's trying to do it again. Trying to dive right back onto this backline here as DARKZERO near 99%. You can see Renko looking right behind him here. The Itch Jeff as Rymazing has the extermination cure, but they have to continuously need heal from this backline as Renko is forced to pop the Itch Jeff, leaving Aramori, Avery close to his own extermination as Nectar finds Rymazing. Huge pick here after Rymazing was trying to utilize that as the arm endangers the Kraken Impact, does not get the reset. Smash had saved that for Renko. He makes a swap over to the Doctor Strange as they're going to be portaling in to recontest.
Up again, dead again. I mean, he was trying to find his next target, but they found him, Teki, Nectar, and more. So they're looking for the recap. Rymazing back over to Strange. No, they can portal touch here. The cap's going to come back. He's waiting to get in this thing. Once again, that's what won him last time as they get the quick hit and finish on Karova. Point still not there, so good connection. But right now, kind of staggering in, Vicky. Not what you want from the portal comeback. It's going to be together for victory as Crimzo yells it to the team in person and in-game. Mori's got the invisible boundary, though, to keep the team up.
That's going to be used right after this freedom charge here, too, keeping everybody alive. The silent seduction to follow up, too, as Nectar wants to build into that Cutterfly. At DARKZERO with Karova and an Itch Chef could go crazy here, but they've lost on velocity, which means that they'll be down another strategist. Impuniti to follow next. Number advantage in favor for Sentinels with overtime ticking away in favor for DARKZERO as the Cutterfly comes out and they clean up whatever is left of DARKZERO.
Holy butterflies in, bodies out. It was fatal. What a way to hold things down. It's Sentinels once again taking domination 2-1. Same story, Vicky, as the last time they fought. I mean, that was as close as it comes.
Talk about some Jeff on Jeff action too. Sneaky Venom plays as well from Impuniti that constantly got shut down by the push and pull available from the Inviswoman. Nice saves as well on the invisible boundary to rotate that through the freedom charge. And it is Nectar. 21 final hits from Nectar.
Yeah, I just unstoppable.
Because now you also have no Venom to follow up. This is interesting. You also have the Protect 2 on the Star-Lord, so it's a very different look. It's more of a priority onto the duelist between the Phoenix and Star-Lord saves.
Oh, so this is going to be a fun one. Nectar on the Bucky. Vicky can be scary.
Karova, the embodiment of Adam himself. I'll keep repeating that until the end of time here. As already Sentinel setting up on this defense, Crimzo being on the grooves. Also saw Crimzo pop off crazy on this map with the group plays as Nectar takes onto the high ground, being on that Bucky, trying to send out the Steve Rogers as Impuniti jumps onto the high ground.
Just insane tracking there in the 1-2, but a quick save there from DARKZERO. It's going to be all pressure going in right away. Love the aggression here. They're going to set up the play. Impuniti, who did have that Venom ban, is going to go to the Cap himself. Was banned last time from playing Cap on this map as Teki is going to look for more. It's going to be Avery with the first lap, though. Smash goes down. Once again, Smash been going down kind of early here for DARKZERO. But look to get that set up because when you have Rymazing over to Ultron, that's kind of your damage output here. Karova can do a lot on Adam, but it's not going to be enough when you don't have the firepower of Smash.
Have the numbers available for your aggression here. Karova slowly approaching that Adam Warlock Karmic Revival. Rymazing's going to be able to open up the gates first for DARKZERO to close in this gap with the Extermination. Look to the skies because Avery's going to be able to match that together with Nectar. Wanted to get a reset with the Wobble combo together with Crimzo and that Strangling Prison.
Already here, Avery punching down renko with more. It's going to be the strategist getting it done, but Karova bringing the back, trying to take the wipe to a win. He has everyone here. Smash gets teki out. Again, that's such a big play. That's such a big body and wall for the Fortress. That is the Sentinels to live to the team's name. Impunity follows, and at this point, there's going to be no answer, but teki will get the magic out. They're going to get 1.2 point cap. This is the cap to fight, but no, they're going to pull back. teki is too late on that. Oh my goodness, they actually go to the portal and it's just not timed.
Also forced out a stagger right there too. That was unfortunate timing, and even with that Groot wall and Crimzo backing away, they really wanted to play into trying to re-engage with the combo that they had available for them. And now this forces out renko to pop this Lunarstorm ultimate because they're so desperate to back away because there's just no time after they weren't expecting them to take the point already so quickly.
A good adjustment, though, for the awkward play line for a team that prides itself in comms. They want that one back for sure. Smash finding himself behind the team. Nectar's screen looks like a rave right now on the player cam as he finds Smash once again, gets rid of him in the back line. Going to be the rotation there. Impunity pushing for the power. Eye opens, closes fights often, but nothing from it. Velocity show up. You do have the Meteor and the Call with Rymazing. That will be what they look for, as Avery's going to do good here to keep the team up with the pressure out. Wow, Nectar with the Rymazing hit. It's going to be the slam up, slam down. No connection. Karova's going to get the Resvic.
Trying to get the cheeky slam down, and now with Karova bringing everybody back together, they can get even more aggressive. As Avery, with this Extermination, trying to be aggressive, but it's not going to land on anything. There is nobody else to follow up on that anyways, and nobody to restabilize when you've already lost out on 3 people from Sentinels.
And I got the air ball from outer space, but it's going to be the alley-oop and the res instead, which really helped this DARKZERO team find its footing yet again. Nectar did the plays needed, but not enough as Adam brings them back to life once again. Pushing forward, making good headway. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Smash has got that legend once again to prove what this team can do. It's up in the air. He's ready to go. He has not gotten anything from these ults from this team before, but this time's a different story. Nectar, Avery, both going out. Crimzo now on the one-wing angel yet again.
Angela plays here. We've been seeing it happen a lot, but they need to recontest this. He gets frozen by Velocity, and they can't even recontest. They get the second checkpoint, and Madara's going crazy on the Magneto, but this is the wrong timing. If you're Sentinels right now, not only have they found themselves staggered, but they have yet to stall once.
You don't always need a three-pointer. You know, the ult to get the slam is just the often constant twos in the paint, and that's what Madara does there. That is the fastest point two we've seen, I would say, in a while between teams like this of equal caliber. And Smash just putting on a special right now. Crimzo going down again. I do like Angela on this point, but this is going to be a tough rotation here as they're going to push in. It's going to be the open up yet again from Rymazing. Grand finale opens in this finale between these two teams. Vicky raining down, trying to get the pressure early.
Fate of both works. Oh, the double! He gets the double. Let it sing here as the Angela has come to play. Cue the music, the shish kebab and all, and it works out perfectly on this point.
Heaven falls, but hey, how about you go visit hell for a second? Throws him right off of despair. Crimzo. Oh, wow. Madara just trying to... They want another tennis ball to play with. It was a beauty last time. He's forced out with the quick meteor. Finds himself through the barrier. Throws it down. Off the rim. Shakes. As the team continues to rotate out. Tries to survive the stagger at the cost of the ult now. Continuing to charge.
Karova also has that Karmic Revival with Avery, and the rest of Sentinels having 4 more ultimates to play with. Look out for Avery, who finds Velocity. Big first pick, but it is Karova with the board again to bring them back into this fight. Look how big this is. All this engagement from Sentinels, all for naught. But they're holding on to the 3 ultimates because they can re-engage here with Velocity.
It was textbook on how not to ult. I mean, they used everything there. Vicky did not work out. Nectar found the best there. Smash. Karova brought them back, trying to get more. Heaven falls once again. This time, no ledge to be found. It's going to be the seduction coming from teki. Trying to join in with Crimzo there. Vanguard on Vanguard. Helping the team out. Rymazing looking for more. Just use that ult as well. Oh my, fight. Tries to find that environmental, but this time it's him. Taking a visit to hell. She's been there before, though.
Yeah, you know, just taking a quick trip before coming around the other side of the neighborhood, though. It's now Crimzo's making the swap over to the group. No more Angelo this time around as they've made progress beyond being able to get those environmental KOs. And Renko finds Velocity. Big pick once again because that is the fate of both worlds, not available for DARKZERO. That's been held on for quite some time.
Trying to find, right now it's just been good ult rotation and answering from the execution of Sentinels here as they have a minute 52. They had to have this play though if they wanted to win this map. They were on full overdrive, but get a good stop here. Velocity gets a pick on Crimzo though. That's going to allow the team to push in. Teki's facing some heat now. They're going to have one down. Now the extermination comes down to Rymazing pushing forward. Vicky, they've got, oh, Nectar saved there at the last dance.
From old cancels here to resetting, Renko now bringing everybody from Sentinels back in the driver's seat. It's going to be able to have that dance-off between Velocity, the fate of both worlds. Smash has a legendary opportunity here as the Angela is coming back from Crimzo. Nectar shuts down Velocity, but with the Born Again, Karova brings them back. Nectar with the reset as he can try to find out where are you hiding as you see Impuniti holding up that Captain America shield with the counter-rotate. And the re-engagement now from DARKZERO as they have everything ready to go.
Here's Johnny. No, wait, Nectar. They don't need to ban Adam because they've got the answer. Oh, my God! From downtown!
Oh, but, yeah, you get that spray in. You feel yourself, Madara, as he moves up with the payload. A crazy 3K here as Smash finishes off Crimzo.
He puts him on the poster. I mean, just, you can hear the rim shake.
Time to switch things up, including which side.
The rod drop, the jaw drop. Nectar played that as well.
He said, wake up to the reality. He's the ghost of the Uchiha for real. Doesn't matter what Vanguard he's on.
Oh my goodness. Did this for them last time too. Nectar just answering the call on Karova there. One man escapes. One man is all they need.
Oh man.
Nick, we got a good
really?
one. Like, let's go.
I wasn't, again, this had to have been it, right, Cozy? Like, surely, after the 3-0s that you and I have had, like, we're going to distance. Looking at the final hits alone, Nectar, with those 10 final hits, was really churning up when getting those resets, but then you look at DARKZERO and what they rolled out with. It's pretty even with Smash popping off, 8 final hits, survivability in favor for Impuniti. Madara, who now has the ability to go over onto that Emma Frost, as they're going to be the ones on the defense, and maybe looking at the swap here from Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that one kind of stagger of ultimates that didn't work out well, they were in control that entire time, and it's kind of the opposite effect. They just showed much more survivability this time around. It started there from the shaky point 1. That's a very hard point to get, especially with the recontest of the portal. So, you know, DARKZERO does have that advantage here. It can be a bit more buttoned up from what we've seen, Vicky, as the teams continue to collide. Once again, and the team comps are looking the same.
Teki being on the Magneto. We're trying to close in this space here. Karova's still sticking to the Atom, as it was working out amazingly for a lot of these re-engagers, allowed them to get that push that they needed with a huge Madara ult. Impuniti 2 creating these walls, just trying to build up this space as Crimzo gets pulled in. Nice dealing with just trying to control this space, but then he gets choke slammed. He manages to get away. Look at the damage output. He stays alive. I cannot believe it. The survivability from the Strategist of Sentinels.
Tree on tree, grass type on grass type there. Insanity Crimzo stays alive. That's going to feed the ults for the strategist as well, but it's Smash and Madara to continue this thing at the hands of Rymazing in the sky, Vicky. And one thing to notice, obviously, Nectar over to the Jeff, wants to have the big moments to throw him off the edge and face them as You Are Nothing pops. Good reset on the health that was going down, but at the same time, all right, team wasn't there, just tries to get, tries to get that health back up in the white room.
I wanted to try to get a follow-up potential here, though, because you have Crimzo approaching that strangling prison. Nectar with the It's Jeff, but look for Smash, who's going to be able to reserve the Kraken impact for him. And DARKZERO have that survivability here, too. They have Karova with the Born Again, Velocity with the fate of both worlds. They move up as Crimzo brings them here from the other side, but it's Impuniti that sends it out first with a strangling prison. A beautiful group wall from Crimzo to originally block that off as the Born Again comes out from Karova to re-engage.
Yeah, that's the big one that Nectar was looking for, trying to find Karova in this thing, but he doesn't care about Born Again. Gobble, gobble. It's not Thanksgiving, but he's making it look like it.
Oh, we got to get through the first holiday first here. It's looking like Halloween, a little scary as a nice dagger comes out and Sentinels get this payload moving.
Yeah, beautiful. They actually had the perfect counter. And that's why Nectar went over there, but this is the difference. Last time, teki didn't get the jump in, and this time, the tick left is going to give him a fight in this. Aramori now forced to burn the ult, and that alone is the difference here, as now Madara going to pop the seduction out. There's a tick left. It's got to stay on point. Crimzo looking at the mother. Going forward here. Smash getting close to that ult. Nobody, just the neutral fights. Pure fist here in round 1.1. Pushing forward again. Got to continue to stay on this thing. It's going to be the Groots going in. Crimzo staying firm. Avery with the 1-2. Either way, though, Vicky, gotta say, great job of stalling and getting more ults out.
And that's the goal here, too, because even if they just fully send it at this point, they stall for as long as possible. 3 minutes, 40 seconds in favor for Sentinels to get to that first checkpoint. And now this allows DARKZERO to re-engage, to clear up the space that Sentinels were unable to do when they were the ones on the other side.
Oh, my goodness. What a matchup we have. I mean, just incredible. And Nectar just knowing exactly what hero he needs to go to make the biggest difference here. They continue to do that as, oh, it's Karova v Nectar. I'm telling you, it's the battle of fates, the duel of fates. Quoted John Williams earlier. We're seeing it right here, the battle of heroes. Call it Anakin and Obi-Wan. I call it Nectar and Karova.
And jumping off from the high ground here, taking a page out of the book is going to be teki. He gets forced down, and now the strangling prison from Crimzo, and the wall to block out the healing. It's all for naught. They break it down just as quickly as the fate of both worlds helps restabilize them. Teki looking for that Luna Snow eclipse, the roof of the building, and now the legendary from Smash as Renko helps restabilize Sentinels. They held on to it just for that ultimate, and armed and dangerous, the crack and impact trying to find Madara.
What a huge answer from this team. Karova coming back with the pass and bringing everybody back into it. But I love Nectar going over. But this is once again found. Has the high ground. Throws it to the low ground. It's done for Karova with the bring back. But Nectar's been saving those ults for it. Madara now just trying to find safety. They burn that quickly. Good rotation, though. They know that they can hold a point here. It's a fast point, too, for DARKZERO. Up goes down. Oh my goodness. It's a lot.
Man really has a shotgun gun. He's always getting those. He's always getting it. Madara Magneto coming out as Aramori's able to pull in and find velocity, then punch out Madara in the process. They're duking it out. Strangling prison to clear this space. Sentinels with the momentum run to get to this next checkpoint.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's always such a force-wide lockdown from Crimzo. He's always looking for the aggressive Gert ult when they're not expecting it. Great job there for point 2. We can carry a lot of momentum from that first one. They do it there. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. They nearly matched the time from DARKZERO. Plenty of time. 40 seconds left is what DARKZERO did to answer the call. The phone is ringing from Atlanta. Right now, Sentinels up 1, Vicky. This is as close as it gets.
The end is in sight, Cozy. Going to be able to try to clear more of this space. No Angela shenanigans this time around. And with the extermination from Rymazing, this forces Sentinels to back away to help heal for the backline because there's a pesky Captain America harassing those strategists, and Rymazing is able to find teki the moment he turns around.
Yeah, now as Avery's cooking up, it's got the crack and impact here. Nectar surely going to save that ult. He has found Karova every time, whether it's the Winter Soldier, whether it's from the Jeff. Looking for the Golden God and the res. And it helps when you know everything your teammate's going to do. Former colleagues, now enemies. Avery pushing in. Waiting on that good patience here, Vic. I got to say, all in all, Smash has that legendary. Says, all right, stage cleared. Headliner moment now. Looking for it. The controller at it. The man on the sticks. And Avery kind of poking out a bit. Not getting anything out of it. The claw is going to miss. He's going to go for the backside.
Good counter rotation, too, to avoid getting hit by the legendary and not using up any of those strategist ults. By the way, playing on the edge of glory off to the little side of that stairs while Smash finds Aramori. That means no invisible boundary to help resustain. At least they have Renko with the fate of both worlds. It's going to be a dance off of velocity head onto it last. This means Sentinels need to back away just a little bit as the Meteor M needs to hit its mark. Looking behind, though, you try to land it on the rooftop. Captain America assembling the rest of the Avengers. It's another counter rotate from Sentinels, and the Freedom Charge is dwindling away their time bank.
Yeah, right now, the MVP is just the environment just blocking these maggots. Avery finds Smash, though, and there's Karova, and Num Num is going to come right after it. Yep, there it is. Nectar looking for it, and he finds it for the 4th time. Goodbye.
There is nobody that's going to get born again. Maybe born again in Nectar's jaws because the Jeff has been reserved to deal with this, and it's cleared the pathing for them as DARKZERO now need to regroup, and they have used up so much. They're about to have a legendary here, but Cozy, look what Avery has. Crimzo with the Strangling Prisoner slowly approaching.
Puts the track in. It's going to be now match time for time. My goodness, we saw this in baseball. 15th inning now. We have the 40 seconds v 40 seconds. Legendary smash yells. He gets one out of it. That's more than happened on map 1 in this similar situation. Renko's a big one at that. Puts a stop to the show as Avery now fights back. Looks for more. Kraken impact ready. Smash gets aramori out of there.
Ow.
There's 2, 3, 28 seconds, and now they're playing from behind.
Yeah, this is Smash stepping up right now. You've harassed both of the strategists, and now you've delayed that ult rotation. But Renko will have the fate of both worlds going into this next fight. If Aramori could stay alive here, you get that invisible boundary, but they need a recontest on this point. Less than a minute now on the clock. You got less than 10 seconds as the portal plays come out from Nectar.
Nectar throwing down the Strange. This time no shark to swallow up the Golden God. 67% in climbing. Madara has continued to swish. He's at 30 points in climbing for this basketball game as he's got the space ball special going up, going down. This is the same moment, the same court. Show's on, show is out. Aramori is what you gotta stop this man.
Not able to get away. Armed and dangerous here as Avery tries to go for a reset, but with Rymazing going uncontested in the sky. Teki with the slam down here is going to be able to find velocity. Big pickoff, but Karova has the born again, and they need to get it to this finish line as Sentinels are nowhere in sight.
Only one meteor, one moment, one map. DARKZERO, get it done. We got a 1-1.
We're following the script, Cozy. Replicating what we just saw the last time these two teams met up together, tying the series. Usually DARKZERO have a pretty rough time on domination, but it's about closing out the series in this best of 5, as Madara is your MVP after some of the most insane meter end plays.
I don't care what the game said here. I was going to give it to him anyway. Like, insanity. I mean, every time you heard fear, you could smell it on Sentinels. They were just trying to run from it. Smash played a lot better that time too, Vicky. I mean, it feels like Goku Vegeta throwing out the Kamehameha, the final flash, and hitting because the power level of these two are just so close to one another. And it's just going one way or the other. It's crazy.
This is Impact. 10 final hits, by the way. And being able to call out the strategists like Aramori not being able to have the invisible boundary just to stall even longer, that was crucial there. And we even saw the Bucky trying to help out Aramori between Nectar, trying to go for more of these resets too. But the Born Again from Karova, it did get countered a lot. They understood the assignment if you're Sentinels right now, and they were able to take advantage of the Jeff, but it was just so much here from DARKZERO to resustain.
Yeah, a few things to call out. You know, they had the answer. They had the win con. In the plans, yeah, right there. Yeah, that was not in the plan sheet, right? Okay, they had Nectar on, Karova there, but they did not expect Madara to be swooshing buckets. And sometimes when people are on the heater, you just can't stop them, and that was the map for them. DARKZERO, great job picking a map that they thought, they played strong on last time. Vicky, we're in the same timeline. Same timeline. Domination won first from Sentinels. Last time, DARKZERO won it out from here. Crazy.
Smash 2 really stepping up, especially within their defense. 13 final hits, as we saw, 32 and 14. The Star-Lord, he did go down a lot, but he put himself in a position to get a lot more aggressive thanks to Karova being right there on the Adam Warlock. But the MVP going over to Madara, having those impactful Meteor M's, was on a different level if you compare it to even the 17 final hits that we saw from Nectar at some points.
Yeah, I mean, the dunk set it up, the squad shut it down with the alley-oop of a lifetime. And that's what you want to see here at the highest level. It's like a coin flip with blood and sweat written all over it, and that's what we expected here. So much at stake. Egos, money, trips, you name it. This matchup has got it. Vicky has 29, is our MVP, and Madara continues to kind of pick up where they left off. Again, this is a player that we didn't highlight so much in the seeding rounds of the tournament and has been on fire ever since.
Madara has always been a player that I've had on my radar, but just has constantly getting better and better with the flexibility of the Vanguard pool that Madara has provided. It's not just the Emma, right? Yes, obviously you give Emma over to Madara, which, by the way, Emma was not banned for either team going into this map, but it was the Magneto plays that were so important, not only in helping out the Vanguards, but enabling more of these pesky Jeff plays too. And if you're on the other side, enabling Karova there on the Adam Warlock.
Yeah, it's the revenge of the rebuilds is kind of what we keep saying, and Madara just defines what keeps doing. They dropped against Nemesis, and then ever since, they've really just continued to build on that momentum and find themselves as a team of talent there. And sometimes when you just have that much talent, the other team can play better, but it just takes one play, right? And that's what we just saw right then and there. It's 1-1, Vicky. No more 3-0s over here. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are too. Go ahead, Vic.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait, Cozy. We have some more action. Game number 3 in a tied series coming to you guys on the other side of this break.
We are undefeatable!
What's going on, guys, and welcome. If you've been waiting for the match of the entire tournament, you're in the right place, because this one has been an absolute heater, neck and neck, Vicky, as we find ourselves for match number 3.
Yeah, moving on to map 3 here. We're going onto Spider Islands too, Cozy. And this is great because you talk about the homework being done, and usually DARKZERO have a higher success on Convoy versus Sentinels, but they're both 1-1 apiece here on this map.
Yeah, Spider Island, we don't see this picked all of the time. Love the pick, though, here from Sentinels. They feel like they have the edge on what they can put together. I think, again, their game plan was really well done, and we talked about it a bit, but they played as such a good team that last match. They had a lot of the answers. You just can't sometimes beat talent when it shines at its brightest stage, and what a biggest stage it can right here, right now, guys. If you're just now coming in, the winner of this is going to be moving on to land, to Atlanta. Loser goes home, Vicky, and an everything at stake situation.
When you have some former teammates that you're playing up against, everything on the line. Pride, money, and your opportunity to make history within Marvel Rivals Ignite. And as we move on to Spider Islands, this is actually where we got to see DARKZERO and Sentinels play off against here too. And Sentinels coming back here, they figured things out because this was a very close map between the two. And this is also another one of those maps where they wanted a prio safe on the Ultron and the Invisible Woman, which obviously we've been changing up a lot more of these safety picks.
Absolutely, yeah. It was 3-2 in that favor. It's funny, this is just following the same course of the last matchup. And, you know, they feel like they have the better end. It's a lot of Ultron, a lot of Invis save time and time again. The Emma was not banned at all last time these teams did clash. And really, that's just a respect to what the team's been able to put together here. Madara is so crazy on that. If not that, Magneto, we might get the save there on the top end. Ultron being saved yet again.
It's been coming out in clutch here, especially if you're going to have another flyer take to the skies. As we know that Sentinels could roll out with that Star-Lord if it doesn't get banned, but it's the Captain America, the respect. Once again, over onto Crimzo, who has also come out with that Angela. It was very fun to watch those environmental KOs, but now rolling here into this map, we get the protection onto the Mantis.
Yeah, that's the first. These teams ban Mantis every time. Quite literally. Last time they played, Mantis was nowhere to be seen. Rymazing going to be playing on the Mantis. Typically, that's what we see from him. Captain America stopped for the Crimzo, like the answers to the call so far. Looking at it. Human Torch to follow. Next ban up. What I would expect here, most likely. Yeah, okay, so you have the Torch to follow up, and it's going to be the Phoenix on the other side. Right now, I think that DARKZERO, they're okay with what's been banned.
Yeah, because if you're DARKZERO, Smash still has the opportunity to play the Star-Lord, which we've seen Smash pop off on this exact map with the Star-Lord as the protect over onto the Adam Warlock. They already know what's going to roll out here. You even have the opportunity to even have the Loki if you want to get the double res.
So they can ban Jeff, what was the answer, or they can save it before they do it, Vicky. But if, yeah, right. So the Torch was banned, but that's what Rymazing plays. He was going to play the Mantis probably anyway in this thing. Groot now banned on over. Interesting call. Maybe this is the Jeff just because of how well that worked out last time to answer the call. Okay.
Protect on the Doctor Strange, just in case they wanted to ban that last. That's actually really big because of how important having a Doctor Strange portal on this map to recontest is.
At point one especially. We see it time and time again with the triple Vanguard setup, and this is what they're attacking here. You can see it. But yeah, I mean, I believe it was yesterday we saw a team without Strange, and it was just falling apart. Yeah. There was no way they could answer that call to it. Now looking, going to be the same here to shut down and adjust. The teams are going to be looking at what they want to lock in for their first defensive effort. You're going to have the triple Vanguard smash at the mag. I know you guys want more from the Mad Madara, but he's going to be on Strange for now. Impunity to the Thing. Haven't seen too much of that this time around, but Rymazing has been a big difference maker there on the Mantis.
Well, seeing how they're going to be able to start things off on the defense here, Spider Islands is our third map. We are tied 1-1 apiece between Sentinels and DARKZERO in a series that means everything for these teams. You lose, you go home. We have to keep reiterating this, Cozy, because right now we are playing on patch 4.0, but these teams, if they make it into LAN, they will be playing on the new patch. So talk about readjustment after readjustment after restructuring both of these teams as we take a nice little flyby on what to expect before diving into our third game.
Yeah, one of these teams get to redeem themselves on the biggest stage we've had for Rivals. We jump in, y'all. This match will not decide it. It's just match 3 in a heavyweight fight. Madara here on the Wizard, looking for the left side. Nectar favors that side typically now. Going to go right into it. It's going to be the once again magic show, Vicky. They play this a ton on this map.
I like Nectar's flexibility here, taking out something that we don't usually get to see all too often. Maybe just a little sprinkle on top, as the damage output is there with Rymazing also having that damage boost being on the Mantis. Karova building into that ultimate, and they are running that Loki and Adam Warlock, so it's going to be Born Again all over your screen, something that Sentinels want to pinpoint with Renko being on point on finding exactly where that Karmic Revival has been.
A good aerial advantage there with the semi float up from the smash. Shooting down the meteors as now it's Thing, and the pure aggressiveness from Impunity doesn't need the Venom to do so, and it's Nectar and Renko though that get the job done. Sentinels looking pure aggression here from the get-go. Madara gonna try to get this team back, and here comes the counter portal.
Really comes to show too, with DARKZERO having group banned against them, that, oh, the counter portal to portal. Trying to block out the rotation here before they try to jump out. Like the cheeky plays, as Madara also trying to put the window through window before putting out the portal and flipping the script before trying to re-engage. But they've already got in progress on the point. They have now flipped sides. And this comes to show you, I was going to say here, with no group that Impuniti usually likes to play on this point, Aya Agamotto's going to come out and he gets put to sleep. But he still lets it unleash. It's still found two. And the Emma, the choke slam into the silent seduction, and the reset from Avery from Sentinels.
Yeah, Sentinels full commit here. I mean, every single ult flashing, screens melting, graphics cards dying. There's the Agamotto in response to the push away from Madara. Does get a bit of it, but no connection there as the rotate happens. Karova does have the resurrection. Good use and all-in mentality there from the team. Crazy way to start that off with the portals. Felt like Spider-Man falling through the multiverses. Teki Rymazing out of here, but Karova still has it.
Pretty fitting for the setting right now, and now the Sackers come out instead. The Magic working out for Nectar as he's got the ultimate ready to go and trying to get more aggression before closing in this space.
They take two team fights. They're like, come on, give us three, we'll take it. Good reset and actually focus from DARKZERO, not full committing. Sentinels used it all, got it all. Nectar here ready for the Dark Child to come take a visit to your screens near you. Velocity pushing in. Karova still has it. Waiting for that opportunity. That's going to allow the team to play a bit more aggressive.
Very fitting with the Magic, by the way. Waiting in terror for the opportunity to utilize that Dark Child, and with Crimzo falling low, looking to push up on that Shredder's backline, finding out the Loki, trying to force out those lanterns, and that's the goal ultimately before backing away, forcing all of them to back towards the side of that one corner as Avery and Nectar have found them out, and DARKZERO have been wiped from the floor.
Behold, Nectar! And this is the thing, it just complements their playstyle so much because the more damage you do, the more shields you get, and it just allows you to go in there. Came back for a quick little pit stop, got the heals back up from the strategist, and then back to the action. Was able to get the full limbs from it. Good follow-up there from Crimzo on the Strange. Don't see that often. Now Smash going in. Legendary ready to go. It's been all Sentinels here on this map. Their pick ready here. This last time finished 3-2. Smash going Legend up. It's going to be Aramori that gets a boundary going for this team. Crimzo going to be rotating back for the protection. Nothing happening yet.
Look at all the ultimates that DARKZERO have now. They're going to rotate through this and the Soul Resurgence, following up with the damage boost from Impuniti as he gets put to sleep from the other side. He gets stunned as Teki, Silent Seduction, gets the chokeslam onto the Loki. Beautiful Magneto Bubble to protect that strategist as Nectar takes a quick nap at the hands of Rymazing, and Karova still with the board again from the back as an Eye of Agamotto comes down, but a great save from Velocity and those lamps. He gets the copy, he gets the Soul Resurgence, and you hear the Karmic Revival to put DARKZERO in the driver's seat.
Avery just keeps getting the follow-ups too.
Wow.
And there's just nothing coming from Renko. That's a nice bit there for DARKZERO to get a little bit of breathing room. But yeah, I mean, Crimzo, who's getting eliminated first on every bit as he actually does go down there, was able to really give this team the setup plays they need, and Avery with the flush to finish. Smash not pushing in. The aggression is all the way up. Rymazing fueling this team with the damage up. Vicky, but once again, coming right back around the corner.
The counter download complete, too, right there from Karova's positioning to deal with that. It's Jeff was huge.
No, for sure. Nectar back on the shark, too. You know, tired of that Karova. How's that answer the call?
He's going to be approaching that. It's Jeff. DARKZERO have the Meteor M to pinpoint exactly where that shark's at. Legendary, almost online here as Madara closes in the gap. Aramori's got that invisible boundary, and Sentinels is trying to get around this one corner that's been so difficult for them. A nice freeze onto Impuniti, who was trying to dive those backlines. A damage boost to follow up with him. And Renko's been on top of finding out where that Venom has been. The invisible boundary just to deal with the Legendary.
Madara has been patient here with this Meteor. We've seen him hit him before, but not using it yet. Smash going to get a little bit of that poke damage out from the Meteor. Madara now just backing up, staying alive with the team. Karova's close to it yet again, but Nectar's there to chomp him down. Happened every single time last time as Undefeatable raises. There goes Impuniti. Karova with the follow-up. The 1-2. And wow, what a quick flip of the script, Vic.
Wiped them up. After what we just saw Sentinels do to DARKZERO, and they're still conserving two of these ultimates. Really, with Velocity, you can make it 3. This is going to be a very long fight with the sustain that DARKZERO have to work with. This forces Crimzo for some desperate playmaking abilities with the Angela.
Don't know if I love this. They got the plan already, though, and the attack they're looking for. Nectar, this is going to come down to the big moment. Can Nectar once again help this team move forward to point two. Smash looking for that. They know exactly what each other's trying to do here. Former teammates, but they've been now toe-to-toe matching against Teki. Is going to be the first to press the Q now as the seduction rolls out. Madara's had this ult for what seems like forever. Karova to follow. Avery's got the Kraken impact. It's Crimzo, though, in the sky. Looking for more.
I saw a little cheeky sleep attempt, too, from Rymazing, yeeting it over into the backline. It's the God of Mischief in the form of Velocity, though. Going to be able to get the copy onto the Soul Resurgence, putting everybody up with that speed boost.
Oh, boy.
From the dance-off, the sleep, Madara finding Teki here. Crimzo could try to go in for the biggest shish kebab together with Avery and the Kraken impact. The legendary next from Smash as he's been focused, and the It's Chef as Madara shuts him down here earlier on before and then finds Crimzo next.
Oh my gosh, he needs nothing. The timing on that one was missed, unfortunately, and that's going to allow Nectar, who did come up empty, to at least stay alive within this thing. Madara doesn't need the rock drop or the rim pop. He still gets the swish. Vicky, what a hold.
They body blocked the portal. We got the body block off the portal again. Impunity. Oh my, throwing it back there on the Venom too. Just dancing along, making sure they can't get through it there. No recontention and no second checkpoint.
Yeah, talk about the buzzer beater there. They blocked that Venom last time. You know, it was doing so much work in the back line. Can only get rid of so much. Was the option now. I mean, they played that so well too, Vic. Avery was really answering the call. My opinion there, Nectar switching over to counter. It just did not. It came up short this time around.
Look at Rymazing hovering over the magic, by the way. If Nectar could do it, I can too. Unless we see something else being rolled out instead. As DARKZERO are the ones on the attack. And we know with the Omega Hurricane, the goal is the same, right? With the Legendary and the Star-Lord, you purposely utilize that ult to not only build up space, but to force out these strategist ultimates. You want to break through this chokehold of the triple Vanguard, triple strategist that Sentinels are going to be holding them.
Yeah, 3 very important picks there for Karova. 8k damage and climbing. But once again, it's Madara. Right now, your MVP for this matchup. Showing great patience there in rotation. On what I thought was going to be the pop down and the drop on the invisible boundary earlier, but the rotation allowed them to stay that thing alive, get back together. But the bans were directed towards this part of the phase. We'll see if DARKZERO now is going to put in a show with Impuniti on the Thor. Okay.
You can take my group. You can't take my Venom. You can't take my Thor. The goal is the same on getting into these diving positions to harass the backline here too, while Impunity takes the high ground. And Crimzo taking a good amount of damage here. Hand of Khonshu already slowly approaching as Rymazing out of the gates is nearly at 80%.
Season 0, Rymazing's favorite hero was Moon Knight. Man, taught me so much on this hero on early conversations back in December. The teams look to reset, and he's going to go off of Khonshu onto Frank Castle instead. Just going to get that pressure to kind of blow through here in the main street.
Seeing more of that final judgment that wants to come out. Sentinels and having Renko here as he gets the snipe onto Velocity over to the back end. Make it 2 with a 2K. Renko getting away with murder at this point as he gets the follow-up together with Teki, Nectar, and Crimzo.
Call it a hydro pump. That's Blastoise out there getting 2 from the Joyful Splash primary. Shout out to the Jeff Change a couple seasons ago. There's the Executioner, otherwise known as Rymazing, as there goes the meteor up, down. Great protection from Impunity, keeping him alive as they push in now with the Storm.
Fear nothing. No meeples here as the BRB brings back Nectar. Omega Hurricane to follow up right afterwards. And Renko uses it's a beautiful shield that we just saw coming up from Crimzo. They look behind, the Sonic Seduction, and Renko gets away with sending Karova off the map.
Again, great defensive hold here from Sentinels, who made this first point look easy. Again, this is where a lot of their pick bands were focused to try to give them some more effort on the point. Rymazing would have liked them back on the Moon Knight. I'm not going to lie, it was a quick change early. Did work out for them a little bit with Frank Castle. Smash going to give that damage back up to break through this resilient triple Vanguard. Powers are his. Velocity up and ready with the Mantis.
So Resurgence, clobbering time met from Nectar, though. Doesn't find the mark that he wanted to as the Eye of Agamotto comes down. Also missed out as a nice pushback. Aramori being on that Invisible Man. And Nectar just punching his way, holding holding onto this choke alongside the rest of the Vanguards. Crimzo close to that meteor, and Renko with another Jeff. And with Smash going down, they're not breaking through the choke in the way that they want, with Rymazing really needs to rely on this final judgment.
I mean, a 1-0 stop, but this is an absolute fortress here from Sentinels, just getting it done, not allowing any space. Rymazing locked completely in, trying to make his aim tight. Shut off the nightlight now as he goes Judge, Jury, Executioner, looking for more. Aramori called it for him in the past, calling it now as the Magneto rises up. More protection coming, hopefully, as the bubble goes down, but nothing from it, Vicky.
The moment Crimzo tries to use a Meteor M, it just gets deleted at the final judgment. You have to use it point blank in his face, but the bubble protect from Madara is always protecting Rymazing just in case too. Velocity, God of Mischief, gets the copy off the Soul Resurgence here before getting the slam down off the Meteor M, misses out on its mark as the CO2 from Avery keeps Sentinels in this game. It finally gets destroyed here, and now the Shot from Renko.
The first air ball we've seen in that position. Impuniti gets one, smash to the other, giving this some breathing room. Either way, it is easily overtime here. They do give themselves a little bit of room, but there's going to be a lot of fight to be had, Vicky. Almost could have been 3 times from DARKZERO last time they fought. Teki going to go over to the portal to get them right back in it.
Good tracking right there, too, from the Legendary. The moment Avery went down first on the rocket, they knew it was all green light here for that Legendary. No invisible boundary to counter that, and now it's the portal recontention up here on the high ground. Gotta look to the rooftops. Less than 5 seconds on the clock, and they cannot get off this point.
Yeah, Impunity can set up the back line picks. If they can get it off, that would help them massively because they can't get the ult charge. That's going to be Smash trying to spin to win in the back with the distraction. Nectar, though, is going to open up with the favorite time. Clover in time as Nectar rushes in, continues to do a job no matter what the role is. Diving back here, going for the protection. It's going to be Karova keeping the team up, Vicky. The res is close behind. Madara close with the slam dunk. It's Crimzo, though, trying to do the best impression back. He slams it down, lands it down. Teki gets the pop.
Huge as Rymazing's close to at least having that Karmic Revival. Is it going to be enough? Impunity, Beast of the Abyss, the board again, brings him back in. Huge board again. Immediately brings in Karova, Smash, and Madara. Half health. Impunity gets taken out, but he'll come right back around. And Sentinels now are saving onto these strategist ultimates. It's Jeff as Avery's looking to get the follow-up, and Aramori needing to hold on to that invisible boundary.
Yeah, they can fly, though, so they have to go down together. Smash could have just flown out of that thing easily, though. It's one big one out of the fight. Renko, though, to follow. It's going to be the Soulbound, keeping this team alive. Rymazing and Karova swap the roles. Time is ticking. Pixels are the difference between the 2-1 start. Madara gets the pick on Avery, though. Vicky, Karova to follow. Can they... Oh, no!
No!
0, 2.
Oh, my God.
No! Twice today? Ain't no way.
Vic, no, there was the
pushback.
Pushback. That was that Aramori with the pushback of a lifetime?
I would expect at least one person from DARKZERO that had wrapped around the other side of the building behind them, but the pushback at the perfect time.
Oh my gosh!
Clutch this!
The pushing the team back. Pushing the members back. Point there. And when you look at this triple Vanguard lineup that they're going to try to roll here on their first efforts, and once again wanting to... They do like to get on that defense first at times, so we'll see as Nectar, who played a great thing, as we saw there on Spider Island. Guys, this could be
a team that took them out in the group stage. As we move on to see how both of these teams have improved. Sentinels 2-1 right now versus DARKZERO as they roll out on the defense.
Here we go. As these teams clash, we are ready. Renko on the Luna's our first spectate advantage. Crimzo has been doing a great job there on the Magna. Play him too often, but we did see that on that last map with the quick portal of Rymazing, going to show magic and what they can do on the quick aggression here. Karova on the Shark and more. They've got the full aggro comp ready to go, and the build to follow. It's Crimzo finding them in that fortress. Small lead up there, keeping the point on hold. It's going to be Rymazing, though, with the first lap with the Demon.
Boy, Rymazing just completely snuck his way through that back line and is terrorizing them. Now Crimzo's left alone here up in the front together with Aramori, and it's just a matter of time now together with Avery, who goes down next. And now it's a reset from Sentinels as DARKZERO, Rymazing rolling out with the magic, as Rymazing has told us before here, Cozy, how much he loves that character.
Yeah, when Rymazing pulls a blade, everything changes and just continues to show. And You know, she was on the other foot last time. Rymazing clutched it up for them to get the win on Sentinels. We'll see if they can do the same, if he can do the same for this DARKZERO team. Coming right back into the fight is going to be teki. Teki now trying to get some more bounce back, but Madara is going to be the strange that's winning this one. One looking like the zombie imposter. Wow, what an absolute execution from DARKZERO.
They were not expecting the counter portal right there. Look at Madara's portal right behind them. They placed it in the perfect spot, exactly where Crimzo wanted to set things up. And now this forces out a swap from Sentinels. Crimzo onto the Angela, as they have not been able to stop DARKZERO once on this attack.
91% for Rymazing. You know what they say? Darkness grows and hope goes.
Oh my God.
Going to open the eye and close the chance for them to stop this .1. What a start.
I think it's just another day at work for Madara. The follow-up, too, with Impuniti. Avery does not go down without a fight before trying to force out that reset. And now Sentinels have to try to restabilize here before they get to the second checkpoint.
You just tell, playing so pissed off, so focused. You love to see it here again. So much on the line. These two leaving Sentinels, the team that could eliminate them. Who made the call? As we make the call, Karova trying to dance around there on the Star-Lord. It's going to be the quick swap over. Nectar going to be playing Peter Quill.
Ult economy with Rymazing and the Dark Child. Smash to put him in the driver's seat here. Gonna be able to find Crimzo close to that extermination. The legendary from Nectar has some safety with aramori and that invisible boundary, but it was a double strategist ultimate, it looked like, because Renko was also popping that fate of both worlds. Here comes Karova, though. He's found the Luna Snow, and wait, not his own venom.
Oh,
It be your own sometimes. It be your own.
No, Karova. We have the face cam on him too. He's emotionless. You just turn off your teammate. What is happening?
Nothing to see here.
And look at the other face cam. You can't focus on it. You can't focus on it. Played perfect outside of that. I was about to say too that was gonna be insane. I was like, wow, the Venom can't even get back. But then I looked at Sentinels. I'm like, they don't even have a Venom. Holy moly. Right.
I'm so glad it happens. It happens in pro play too. By the way, you know they're just like us sometimes. As DARKZERO have Madara and Smash, and Sentinels don't have Crimzo or Teki. It looks like about to throw a freeze onto Avery too.
One swing can change everything. Shoot your teammates off or not. They get the .2, and right now, holy sword flash, clutch slash.
Out between that Doctor Strange portal, send them off to the side. Now, as we get started, no time wasted. Sentinels, they've restabilized. Crimzo's got the strangling prison. They're looking to play the game for the first time of this map, honestly. With DARKZERO having Rymazing not get off the magic too, by the way. And the extermination aggressively not only trying to hit Sentinels in their face at the spawn room doors, but also forcing them to counterpoint and trying to path and then avoid the strangling prison too.
We keep highlighting it. Crimzo, he's very loose with those ults, and that one did not connect to anything as Madara was able to protect his team with the shield. The kneeling commences. Teki's looking for that backline of impunity. That's just been so annoying as he just single focuses the back there, and there it is. Limbo opens. Dark Child emerges. We'll see what they pull out of it here as the Agamotto flashes, dashes. It's going to be the stun and the follow, but nothing to come from it.
Yeah, Avery saw his life literally flash before his eyes there, and he still stays alive as Karova is able to get Crimzo up in the jaw's mouth of that shark. Now, DARKZERO, though, with only velocity, slowly approaching that fate of both worlds, don't have anything to try to cater away to this legendary. Nectar is going to be able to harass him from the high ground here as velocity gets it right on time. Talk about on cue as Rymazing then follow up together with Karova. It's unstoppable. The BRB, the nice stun here, but Impuniti is harassing them alongside Rymazing.
I mean, it's just been perfection of play. Aramori saving their teammate there with another push as Rymazing was thirsty for more. There it is, trying to find Avery in this thing. It's Aramori who did the push last time. Teammate on teammate. It's now Aramori down at the hands of Rymazing. Can you believe it here as they find themselves closer and closer? 0.3, 2 minutes left. The most perfect push we've seen between them yet. As now trying to get anything going. It's Avery. He's down. It's DARKZERO on top.
The stall though, but it's not going to be enough. You have lost 3 or 4 of your teammates. Nobody left to stall on this point. DARKZERO with a 2-minute and 25-second finish on a map that we see a lot of teams struggle to get to that third point.
Yo, that was just the rye.
They're coming out to stay as Rymazing and the rest of DARKZERO start things off this time instead are looking to take this to a game 5, Cozy. Coming out of the gates, Sentinels, Aramori, getting a little hint on what DARKZERO want to roll out with on the defense over through that window as Smash is here on that Star-Lord.
Behold Dark Child, behold DARKZERO with a quick defense opened up. Again, not the triple Vanguard as we typically see, Vic, as we continue to highlight Smash now with quick death. They did have the save there, and they allowed that play. And once again, it's Teki going down. Going down early, get a good stop and a hold there. I mean, you're going to have to see an absolute show from Sentinels if they're going to match anything from it. And right now, with this quick rotation, it's just a nothing burger.
Yeah, it's uncharacteristic too here. Teki struggling to find their footing when they're the ones on that Emma Frost. Avery being up flying in the sky on that torch. And Smash claiming heads here. Karova slowly approaching that It's Jeff. If you're looking at Aramori, she's also approaching that invisible boundary, but it's about getting to that choke first. While Crimzo's going to be able to also get on the high ground here to split more of this attention.
All right, now pushing in, rolling in. It's going to be Nectar at 63% climbing, but Madara is going to be the first to open the eye and shut the door here for map number 4, as Rymazing's got the extermination to follow velocity. They've got the rotation they need, and wow, it's Crimzo, as you would say, with the shish kebab. Gets 2 of them. Stacked back to back for some s'mores, and Rymazing, Crimzo doesn't even mean to go in the line of fire.
We'll take those. Just serving himself on a silver platter in the middle of the line of sight of that Ultron extermination from Rymazing. Madara, I have Agamotto ready to go. If you catch Aramori, you have to look for Renko too. The strategist could be in shambles, and Nectar could be the insurance policy that they need with the resets. And with Karova getting caught out here too, Velocity to keep DARKZERO in this stall, but the block off from the group wall is preventing him from going anywhere.
Yeah, nothing you can do there if you're Madara with the chokehold and the slam against the wall, and Avery's going to get rid of the Smash legendary. Team's going to reset. Madara is going to be able to get this team back there, and they've got plenty to follow, but the team can't stagger like it. They've got a long way to go. They'll be able to touch yet again as the portal and the magic open up. This is about to be a lot coming at it. Sentinels have it too. The Mac will be special. We've got every Q press screen's about to melt, Vic.
Already having a lot more of that damage on the floor, putting Ignite to the Ignite series, but a huge Eye of Agamotto catches Avery in the middle of that Supernova. It puts the fire extinguisher down on the floor, prevents him from getting any output, as Nectar is looking for the reset. Again and again, he gets it here onto Madara. He gets it for the second time. Let's see, as Impuniti is so incredibly low, he gets it, and as he slammed down for the 3rd time, Nectar is looking to clear this point.
The bullet right in the top of Madara's head. I mean, that was straight on, as that was a clean finish there. Point number 1. Both teams using everything to get it. Extermination is ready for Rymazing. Point 2 was super clean, though, from DARKZERO. The tougher part of this map, we typically see point 1 go both teams' ways, as Teki now trying to get the ship back right. And they're going to push in here, Vic.
Madara also made that swap over to that Magneto, so you'll be able to have Bubble for Karova to make the It's Jeff plays. Right from seeing some more of that focus from Nectar as the extermination from Rymazing now, but they lose out on Karova again. Avery going crazy, gets a quick 2K here while Velocity does find Teki. Teki going down, but they're going to be able to try to break through this choke. Madara gets frozen. Beautiful follow-up to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, Madara just trying to stay alive once again. I mean, get Rymazing off Ultron. We just saw what happens. I mean, obviously, it's a defensive plan, a little bit of, a different strat here, but good answer, good call. Avery, the responsible member of that one, who is playing at that role Rymazing used to play there on Sentinels, rises up to the moment. This is point 2. This part of the point is everything, though, Vic.
This is the hard part here, and with Velocity approaching that fate of both worlds, it's really what they're going to want to rely on. Smash 2 with the extermination. Aramori is getting focused here. Invisible boundary ready to go. They want to rotate this together with Renko and that fate of both worlds. And Avery trying to call out that pesky shark who is looking to attack. Karova does not have the It's Jeff. And Rymazing in the backline. Nice peel from Avery as they try to get the dive down, forcing out Renko and the fate of both worlds.
Rymazing heard the catches. He did switch over, but they did find him first there. Both shows going on as it's a dance-off here on the middle of the points. The goats are laughing, screaming. Madara looking for more Smash. Now going to try to find his teammate in this thing. Now keeping his team alive, but can't keep himself alive. He is able to stay through this. The good Groot wall there to keep more, but it's Avery, it's Teki, it's the whole team on it. Karova, goodbye. Hello, point 2 as they continue to push in this thing. Rymazing Madara with the 2, though. It's now Rymazing Madara. They all go down, and so does the hope to stop point 2 in its tracks.
And with the Groot walls there too, nobody to break through this. They have more than enough time to try to go in for this second checkpoint. We also have to talk about these push and pulls that we had originally from Aramori were on fire. Beautiful follow-ups to prevent Impuniti and Rymazing from getting these dives as Nectar finds velocity.
Wow, Impuniti now just hunting the prey, trying to set back up with the team. Can't have that early stagger, so not letting themselves know. Renko, the only one on the point, though. Everyone else pushed up. Can dive in here, but you can't go too early as he is looking for his team. Look at that little quick hello. Hey, what's up? I'm over here.
It's a little tickle, just to let them know, hey, don't ignore me, by the way. I'm trying to stop for as long as possible. They want to flip it just so that way the cart stops, but not going to work out when you have to deal with Renko and that Luna Snow. The freeze, the Eye of Agamotto. It finds Crimzo point blank. He's got the strangling prison. Teki slams on the Meteor M, but it doesn't hit anybody. Instead, it's going to be Karova who gets Madara in the process to bring him right back around as Sentinels, together with the Crimzo strangling prison. It's the Wombo combo as everybody from DARKZERO falls.
Dude, no matter what these teams do, the other meets the expectation. Vic, it's crazy. You got a 0.1 hold? Okay, we'll do it too. Oh, you push the map instantly? Hey, we're right behind you. 155 left. But the big difference is, it's just kind of how this has flushed out for them, giving DARKZERO now a chance to sustain a lot longer.
And that's why they have to make these swaps too. Karova, it says the Jeff is not working out. I go over to the Adam Warlock. We keep this fight going. Dark Child activated as a Feast of the Abyss from Impuniti comes out. The reset already with the armor and velocity. Fate of both worlds. Sentinels have everything. The invisible boundary as Aramori stays alive. They rotate that after Renko's done with that Luna Snow ultimate. And Nectar can get put in the driver's seat. Huge grapple to get the Luna Snow. But they need to get the follow-up.
He's Thanos, but right now it's Avery in the driver's seat getting 1, 2, flame on, game on, heating them up like barbecue. Karova, though, back up and ready. 60%. Madara open with the eye. Ready to go. He's trying to find Smash. Avery does one connection, 2, 3. He's trying to stay alive. Goes to spawn. Point pushing in. Agamotto out. Madara frozen after the stun. It's going to be Nectar down, though. Vic, that's a big pick.
I'm getting whiplash watching Avery right now, and he's cooking up something good. It's Hell's Kitchen here as Avery is setting the board on fire, but with Madara finding Crimzo, that's a big pick because that strangling prison was coming up. Meteor M coming up instead here for Teki as Aramori gets another round of this invisible boundary. Huge block coming up from Madara and that Doctor Strange.
Madara doing it all out here. Soulbone keeping them healthy. Crimzo with a long walk back. Aramori has the invisible boundary to sustain a little bit longer. It's going to be 30 seconds and climbing. Either way, this is a win for DARKZERO in terms of the overtime. If they do it, it's both Vanguards pushing. Karova down, though, with that res. Going to come back here slowly. No need to use it. Nectar with the 1-2 pop. Click is gone, and they're pushing in slowly. There it is. The board again. Win again. Karova bringing them back into this, Vic.
Velocity coming right back around. Rymazing with the extermination. That's going to be what they use first. But Nectar was ready, waiting at their spawn room gates. The Cutterfly, as Ship calls it, as Karova gets taken out. Sentinels, number advantage. Overtime ticking away. And they don't need the extra time back to get to this finish line.
1 for 1 every time. By far, the reason they got that far was Avery. Absolute menace there on the last bit of the point. Great resilience and honestly sustain from the strategist, keeping them in that fight, trying to walk a tree back.
Being on the defense here, with how strong it looked earlier before, it's the flip-flop and see how they're going to be able to restabilize with those strategists.
Will we see this go to match 5? Aramori called it yesterday now as the Sentinels look to push in. Crimzo on Angela at the home court of Asgard. You got Karova on the Atom. A little bit of a different look here. Now Avery trying to find more. Good pushback. 43 seconds is all they have to continue to build this thing up. It's going to be the strategist now with a third of the way there as we're halfway through this push in overtime clock.
That's how you start things off with Karova getting that nice snipe onto Nectar. Avery moving around the building, trying to avoid getting hit, also helping PO4, Aramori, and Renko. Crimzo being on the Angela to disrupt the piece, trying to dive into that back line. They cannot get off this point in the next 15 seconds as it would be forced into overtime. DARKZERO having Rymazing, and the extermination, though, could be exactly what they need.
Yeah, and that slows down that pick on Nectar. It just stops all momentum from that big carry duelist ultimate. So it's going to have to be Avery that does that job. So big pick early there as Avery just trying to stay alive. They know that, though. They know who to track as they push in. Renko going to have that show. Crimzo, too. So they do have the ult rotation. That's what they needed to make it for if you want Sentinels to win. That was their first condition. They find it. Show up. Karova up with the res. Madara close to falling. Going to stay there. Smash has a legendary ready to go. It's going to be the rotation. Everybody's sending everything.
Oh, but the Meteor M fails to land its mark onto Velocity, and Karova is still alive. Smashed with the Legendary, forced out that invisible boundary. No survivability from Sentinels. Overtime ticking away, and now with Crimzo going down, Sentinels are at a disadvantage. No numbers on their side. DARKZERO, they've cleared this point.
It's the slam dunk that gets it started. The alley-oop from Karova. Impunity. It's DARKZERO shutting this down, doing exactly what was set up and called for them with the push they had. They now have 2.5 minutes, which means most likely, folks, we get a match 5 unless we see right there maybe. I mean, wow. You know, obviously Rymazing showing the Ultron here. We'll see if they just stick with the same. What's the magic? What are we doing here? What are we doing? For good defense, though, the start's going to be a lot of lives. So they have that there with the res. They've got that with the Atom, but the Atom's going to be tough to get in time. They'll see if they melt the team fast enough. Madara already... How is Madara already at 20%?
Madara doing Madara things. Looking into the future right now. Rymazing. Waiting and on the prowl to dive into that back line. Crimzo close to that Meteor M here too, just slowly racking it up as he gets a nice first big pick, stalling out the strategist's ultimate economy. Madara taking a good chunk of that damage. Rymazing goes down next, and Smash harasses Crimzo, sending him back. Renko had that BRB already up earlier on, and now Sentinels need to re-engage with Avery being on the Adam Warlock.
But did he use it on anyone? Did Renko use that? Because
I didn't see it over the back. He could have been outside the range.
I think it was I think it was pushed too far ahead. As Smash gets 1-2, make it 4. Super Smash goes out here with the Madara flush in the finish. DARKZERO on the path to victory.
Oh, they have the portal. They have the portal. They're going to be able to recontest, but look at the ult economy right now. Madara's about to have an insane Eye of Agamotto, followed up with Sentinels needing to have aramori survive with the invisible boundary.
I come on through this magic as it's set up and ready to go. Impuniti could be the first to dive in there, ready. Ult tracking is Aramori's job for this team to prevent the match 5. Nectar throwing in the flame, staying out of the magic as much as they can. Good tracking there. Aramori is going to be first to throw up that invisible boundary, and that's going to be the pick off Nectar early. 2 minutes, though. An eternity is still on this clock.
Look how close the payload is to the goal right now. Impuniti with the Feast of the Abyss. Dark Child as Impuniti wipes the floor. Nobody to touch the point.
We got a game 5, folks, and would you expect anything less? Hold on. As Aramori put this, is going to be a show. I mean, blow for blow, Vic. They just continue to match the effort. DARKZERO and Velocity taking the MVP.
They're upset after what we saw from game number 3. They said, we could have ended this before. We're going to go the distance this time. And a game number 5, our first game 5, Cozy, of the playoffs.
Absolutely blessed out here. I mean, just look at the effort here from DARKZERO. 14 elite moments. Sentinels can absolutely feel the revenge tour over there on land as we now have Nectar on Psylocke. Look for that matchup. It comes
$50,000 prize pool on the line here, Cozy. It's that chance to make history.
What half of the Season 0, Season 1 MRI champions, MRC, the old nightmare if you know the old lore here. And Sentinels split in half. Rymazing Karova versus the rest of them now. It's so fun to see now as Avery goes up. Been big on this Human Torch, even bigger on Domination. Crimzo's able to go full aggression with the Captain America. Impunity on the Hulk, though, with Rymazing on the Namors. A nice swap up of things. Been able to do a lot of work there. Good call and a good change of pace is now going for the point lock right away. It's going to be Sentinels on the point first.
Usually forced to rely on this and the Gamma Squid on domination. We've seen them do it time and time again as Nectar's on that side lock. Look at Velocity and that ult economy nearing 50% as Crimzo's able to get away. Teki already pulling out that crystal as both Sentinels and DARKZERO are not letting go of this point just yet. Is backing up, trying to counter rotate here as Avery's in trouble, forced to back away.
He has 1 health. He had 1 health left and it wasn't enough, but Madara enough done. Wow, still finds him in the back, and this quick swap to the tried and true Namor and Hulk combination. Impuniti truly can do it all, showcasing it right here. Good peel from Crimzo, but not enough.
It's a horror story whenever you see Hulk just jumping on your head and you're a flyer and you're trying to get away. You're literally one shot. You get stunned, and guess who's meeting you? It's Impuniti. So DARKZERO having the control over the point first, and I like this ult economy for them here coming up with Velocity already nearing that Eternal Bond as you're trying to isolate Crimzo. Beautiful stun. Sorry, no health pack for you, forcing Crimzo to back away.
Oh my, just the Hulk slam. The team jam, the freeze, and the finish. Now he's getting close though and low on health. It's oh my, explosion, no chokehold. Get back here, smash.
What a shutdown off of that grab here too. Teki laying it down. Here comes the whale. The sounding of the 7 trumpet to only find Crimzo. Terror Cape, but no follow-up as the Sonic Seduction follows up. And Avery and the legendary as Avery gets countered by the Sonic Seduction at the hands of Madara. But shutting down Smash is even bigger. But you have to find Karova and that Karmic Revival.
It's a new player in Avery making the big difference for this team, allowing them to flip back. This Sentinels roster is really good here to hold a strong defense as they do get a very important flip even after the res. Definitely want that one back here as the close bubble is going to give them some safety in this thing. But Crimzo just going in, leading the charge as that Avenger. Nectar does find the prey there of Impuniti. Impuniti going to be going in the backline once again, but always able to just get good peel and poke.
Getting out of that Bruce Banner form right out of the gates, coming out of that spawn, and he will be able to have the reset off of that World Breaker Hulk. Smash, take it to the skies. Waiting out as DARKZERO give this space over to Sentinels here. Sentinels want to build up into these ultimates, as now with DARKZERO having that game escape, they're trying to prevent them from setting up.
All right, now Nectar trying to look for more. Avery's been responsible so far for the success on this part of the point, but Karova's going to get Nectar out of here. That's a big play from the Golden God himself. What's on the team of Sentinels? It's Impuniti with the game of clap. And the end of Aramori. Avery goes down. Renko with a quick res back, though. And right now, just a tick left on this point. The sustain is great from Aramori to keep them in this. And that was the... Oh, we saw from DARKZERO.
But Impuniti not only pushed her out at the same time, shutting her down. So the stall was there temporarily, 55% as it flips. Again, down to the wire in this first round alone. And DARKZERO have a lot coming in the bank.
Wow. Absolute gamma slam there from Impuniti. Rymazing has the whale ready, pulling back to their favor, 55-78. What else would you expect with these two teams going neck and neck? Ah, I'm smiling from head to toe. This is insanity. Rymazing throwing Tritons, trying to get that poke early. Has the whale, throws it down. It's a quick finish and exit from Renko, who gets out of there and throws up the amplifier. And Avery's going to be diving in there. No seduction this time from Madara to keep them at bay. And Avery's going to find Smash through it twice now. Smash going down to that Star-Lord. Rymazing throws 1, make it 2. Can't afford that point. Go back 99% and climbing. Avery getting low. Rymazing trying to find the new duelist there on the Sentinels as the Blessing of the Deeps go up.
Oh, beautiful timing of the Eternal Bond coming out of left field as well. Avoiding the Sonic Seduction originally, and now Sentinels only really have Nectar to make a big play. Crimzo with the survivability and the Freedom Charge too, but the Sonic Seduction, it does catch too. Diamond form on Diamond form, Emma v Emma, as Smash has the Extermination. 99% in favor for DARKZERO, but Sentinels have not given up this point yet.
It's Nectar once again with the purple slam and trying to get something. Finds nothing, Vicky. Point going back, though. We're going to have to see the rotate from DARKZERO to get this first point. Madara continues to put the pressure on Teki. It is a queen off now as Rymazing finds Nectar. Madara finds Avery. DARKZERO looking to get this first point.
They're looking to just push them off at this point because they have the number advantage. Renko gets stunned, and Crimzo falls low. No survivability, and now look at this ult economy. DARKZERO have the Born again. They have the second other ultimate to work off of, and they have the advantage after winning round number 1.
Trying to find their end game here against Crimzo for one of these teams for LAN now as they continue on. Yeah, Karova staying on that Atom. Why Switch have been working so well for them. Impuniti too. And clutch on the Gamma God. You would not like it when he's angry. And he's angry here, Vic.
This highlights that you have to pick your poison. Do you want to deal with the Karova Jeff or do you want to deal with the Atom? And he's made a name for himself being on the Atom, the embodiment himself, as Rymazing opens up the floor with a big whale and beautiful follow-up from Smash to get that first pick onto Nectar, who has been struggling to find their footing this last map. Aramori has the invisible boundary here, has a missionary unlocked now in the next second, and DARKZERO still have 3 of these ultimates rolling up.
Yeah, rides the whale into the portal. Look at the full extermination, getting rid of the ult now to continue. Teki is getting rained from above and on the ground. Madara tank v tank is the legendary now from Avery, trying to find some opening for this team, but Smash. And now Teki go down. Sentinels, their backs are against the wall here, Vic.
The BRB is not getting the same output that they're looking for, while Velocity is just staggering and allowing themselves to linger on this point with the Eternal Bond. Velocity coming in clutch, too, with these Terror Cape follow-ups.
Oh my goodness, this is for everything. 13%. Res on the line. Agamotto ready. Crimzo knows what he needs to pull together for this team. 95%. Lead them into this Infinity War against their rivals of Teki now with the Seduction to open things up. Nectar can go on top of this, but yeah, good call it. Nectar being a non-factor so far. Does get smashed, though, to get things rolling.
Big first pick here. Can't build into that extermination, but Karova brings him right back around to build into these ultimates, and the Gamma Squids have already been set up. Look at the damage output that we're seeing from Rymazing as he has another whale to unleash.
Here comes the whale. It's a perfect setup, but they did bring the boat. They stay alive through the ocean. Nectar gets the pick on Impunity. Big one to stop the sustain. Rymazing with the soul bounce, able to rain down from above. Going to continue this thing as Madara now is on the point to keep that thing. There's Avery finds a Triton with his name written in cursive as they push through. Madara continues to find success. Renko and aramori, though, both are going to ult together, but it's enough now. But that could pay the price later, Vic.
Gave him the pen and paper for Sentinels to take it over instead. aramori getting the quick 2K at the very end. And while DARKZERO, they roll out. They have the portal. Then they actually make the swap. I was going to say they had the Eye of Agamotto, but rather build into that Silent Seduction together to combine that with Rymazing and the Whale.
All right, now, Nectar's got the Phoenix, 63%. Might as well be nothing at this point. Sentinels know this is their last stand. Last attempt. Madara team perfectly taking the portal together, jumping through Kakoa, using the environment to their example. A Cerebro gazes upon us in the middle. Madara now looking for more. 64%. Up and up. Karova is 70. Rymazing to follow. Avery's got the legendary, followed by the Phoenix. That's the move. That's the play. But keep in mind, we had aramori and Renko both use ults together. Madara gets Teki. That's going to be such a big opening.
Oh, but they shoot him down. Rymazing with another squid advantage after hurling that Trident in his direction. Madara in the driver's seat, having their own pop-off performance, already building up the side of Seduction, finding the last pick onto aramori, and DARKZERO are flipping this point, already 65 and climbing.
They can see the throne. They can see Atlanta. They're ready. Now is Smash. Madara, Karova. Ults up. Nectar still has it. 74-55. It's the punch-off between two goats. Now as Impunity bounces back to his team. Good peel, good poke as they both continue to do, Vicky.
3 ultimates ready to go, nearing 90% already. They take the portal, and they desperately need a recontest with Crimzo. And that freedom charge, they need that survivability. Cycle that together with aramori and the invisible boundary as it's a sign of seduction to start this fight.
Becky sets up the team for success here. They have plenty of sustain between it, but got to flip the point first. It's Madara to match now with Karova ready to pull the wipe to the win. Smash now with the extermination as Crimzo pushes the team forward. Good bubbles and gamma from Impunity once again. Crimzo continues the aggression on now as the team pushes Velocity ready for the internal bond to have that point sustained even more. 99% climbing up. It's going to be the smash now. Show as he continues to find Nectar. Going to rain down. This is for everything the most important Phoenix in this person's life, and Avery gets the 1-2.
Getting the follow-up here, too, off of Nectar, getting a lot of that initial damage, but they have to find Karova. They ban the Jeff, and you let Adam pick Adam himself at this point, and Karova bringing them all back. They have nothing against the legendary, and Avery staying alive thanks to aramori.
Only Avery show the 1-2, the Nectar. Oh my gosh, everything used, everything played. Impunity jumping off the edge to get back with his team, 59%. Y'all, this is exactly what we thought. Impunity, Rymazing, both have ult ready on the opposition. Nectar close, Teki behind. But Vicky, the big difference maker here is this is going to just be, Smash will be the first to get there, but the strategists are pretty far behind.
Yeah, exactly. Avery looked 1 second in the direction of DARKZERO and got deleted. And now DARKZERO walk up to this point for free. Nobody recontest from Sentinels. They're so close, and now overtime ticket away. They let them have it as Sentinels were not expecting them to take that portal. Nobody left as the whale meets them on the other side of the rotate.
No clutch saves this time as the whale throws down. No floaties. There you go. Rymazing with one. The other tick left for Sentinels, the previous champions of Stage 1, Vicky. There's moments, pixels left. Hope remains now as Impunity claps. Finds another aramori out of here with Karova to follow. Velocity. It is DARKZERO, Vicky. Making it to land.
The pop-offs, they did it. They did it in a Game 5 Dark Zero. They've punched their ticket. They represent the org that has been known throughout so many titles as they represent the team together in this new form. Rymazing's your MVP.
Legends aren't born, they are forged, and tonight DARKZERO writes their name and has a chance to write it in eternity for the finals here in the LAN, as that was an absolute show. Sentinels winners. No more. We will not see Sentinels in LAN as DARKZERO punch their ticket. Team full of talent, as we know. And as I always say, we always give a lot of room and big claps to the champions. Want to go ahead and say just a big honorable shout out to the entire team of the Sentinels and what they put together. There's not enough, Vic.
Wow.